All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first version of our Wednesday morning new agent orientation or fast track training. There's going to be a little bit of both, like introduction into how we do this business, and then there'll be some training on what the next steps are. Okay, so this is just a quick introduction to Symmetry Financial Group and our new agent orientation for the fast track to success. So, why did you guys choose Symmetry, right? So, why did I choose it? So, it's really for the ability for me to own my own business, right? But we work for ourselves, but not by ourselves. We have a team, and I hope you guys have been able to see that even just in the last week, right? So, we have a turnkey business model as well. All you have to do is get your license, follow the system, invest in your business weekly, and you got a functioning business. So then we also have a culture of strong core values,
Yeah.
um, as well as leadership development. And I know that's why a couple of you guys are also here as well, because you guys want that leadership development. And then we have the ability to scale our income, so no caps on potential earnings, right? We have that time, money, freedom, which is my biggest reason for being here, is so I'm not missing out on that time with the kids growing up. We are a recession resistant industry. We do meaningful and impactful work, right? And then with the ability to work from anywhere in the United States. I feel like we do have an amazing culture here, and it's been proven time and time by the awards that we've won across the country and the number of times that we've won that award. So we've won it for 2 consecutive years with Entrepreneur Magazine. I want to say that that was confirmed for the third one, and then also 6 consecutive years for the fastest growing company. If you guys don't know who these are the founders of Symmetry Financial Group, and it's just good for you to get to know them, right? Because we were founded in 2009, so we were in the middle of our 15-year anniversary. And it was founded by Brandon Ellison, Brian Pope, Casey Watkins, and Meredith Ellison. So Meredith is Brandon's wife. It was Brandon and Casey originally, and they partnered with Brian Pope. If you guys don't know anything about Brian Pope, I recommend that you guys go and look him up. Brian is a titan in the industry, in the insurance industry, and as a consumer, you probably wouldn't know that, but when you're in the industry, it definitely is something that is well known. So, Symmetry Financial Group is under the subsidiary of Quility Insurance Holdings. Quility was created by the founders of SFG, and that is part of our overall InsurTech platform that we are a part of. So, this is another reason why I think we have a great culture here, right? Is because we have core values that were built for agents. They were created by the agents for agents. So our number one is relationships matter, people come first. And if you guys ever feel like you're not that, you don't feel like you're coming first in this industry or in this company, just make sure you reach out to someone, please. Let us know that we don't want anyone to struggle, essentially, right? So I want people to know that we care. You can ask any of the agents on the team. We've had crazy things happen. Julia and I have had to put both of our grandparents through hospice, and we've taken the time out of, our careers as well in order to be able to do that. So, we respect that for when the time comes with other people as well. If you have family emergencies, anything like that, just please know that we are a support system for you. The other thing is relentless pursuit of personal growth. I know this was huge for Annie personally. One of the things that she told me, is that she wanted to grow as a leader. We have open, honest, and productive communication. And I want to stress the productive. It's okay to have open and honest communication, right? But if it's not taking us anywhere, it's really not productive. So there's really no point in having that. If we're going to have that kind of communication, we need to be growing as individuals in leadership, and find a, get to some sort of resolution. This one is so important, guys. We do the right thing even when no one is looking. And the reason this is important is because we deal with a lot of people's personal information. We deal with clients' financial information. And it's very easy to go down that slippery slope of ethics when you're dealing with people's information. So we always do the right thing when no one's looking, and we never white label or whitewash an application. And if you guys are wondering what that means, is that means that you guys are going through and answering no's to questions on the application just to get someone approved. I promise you that the underwriters and the carriers do an audit within, 18 to 24 months of those policies being in place. So even if you did get someone quote unquote approved, right, there's the opportunity for them to go back and look at that and rescind the policy. And we've seen it happen. One thing that we're great about in our agency specifically is getting rid of bad actors. So if you guys ever see that or you know of anyone that's doing that kind of thing, I will terminate them immediately because that is not something we put up with at all. We are entrusted to take care of our clients, take care of their information, and help them get coverage. Because when that time comes and they need that policy, you don't want that family struggling or stressed because you did not do your job and put them in a good policy. So we work as a true team and we strive to be a positive influence. This is being seen more so right now with the devastation that happened in the heart of our company in Swannanoa, losing our main office there last month, and just seeing the amount of agents and support that we've had come together and help the home office staff and whatnot. We act like owners because we own it, right? You have the opportunity to become an agency owner here. You own your book of business. This is your business. Treat it like a business. If you don't treat it like a business and you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. And what do we know about hobbies? They're time consuming and they're expensive, right? So if you're not making any money, what they're taking money out of your pocket. Being of service and doing good in the world. One of my favorite things. In fact, right after this, I'll be headed to Kiwanis. I'm involved in my community. I encourage you all to get involved in your community as well. Be a pillar of your community, whether it's volunteering, with the local children's hospital or a local organization that's doing things. When your business is helping the community wants to help support your business. And then we have fun and we get stuff done. Any event that you go to, you'll see that we have a ton of fun at these events. There's always the party after the party or the party after the meeting, which we get to mingle and get to know everyone else. So what do we do, right? So we protect people along life's journey. And I talked with most of you all in the interview process, oh, excuse me, about mortgage protection insurance. That is our primary bread and butter here. But these are all the things that we offer. And I know it's a lot, so that's why we don't cover a lot of that on the interview because there are so many ways that you can get lost in the weeds here. So our primary focus is mortgage protection insurance, but we do offer term, universal life, whole life, final expense, accidental death, disability, critical illness, medical supplement, long-term care, dental. We've got our debt-free life programs as well. We have the annuities on the retirement solutions, index universal life policies. We have ways to accelerate mortgage payments as well. Smart Start for kids, giving them that quick start on their financial success journey, and then infinite banking concept. If you are not familiar with that, there's a great book called What Did the Rockefellers Do? And Bank on Yourself. Two great options for you guys to read and learn more about that. So we are partnered with over 50 insurance carriers. These are the primary ones that you will work with off of day one. So American Amicable and Americo, Assurity Corebridge, or otherwise known as AIG. F&G, we work with them on the life and the annuity side. Foresters Financial, John Hancock, Legal in General, or LGA, as you'll hear it as well. Mutual of Omaha, also known as MU, SBLI, Transamerica, United Home Life. You should have gotten access to most of these carriers already. And if you haven't, it's because you're just not fully contracted yet. And I'm going to explain some of that other stuff here in a little bit as well. I'm going to kind of skip over some of this stuff right now because there is a little bit of a delay on the tech side of things just because of what's going on in Swannanoa still. As the team is getting set up in Charlotte, we'll have more access to this, but HQ is our headquarters. Okay, so that's where everything happens. You do have a single sign-on for that. So once you sign into there, it'll give you access to the onboarding portal. It'll give you access to the navigator, and those are a couple other things that I'll touch base on here in a little bit. And then from there, you can also get to Switchboard Funnel. those of you guys that are tech savvy or want to be in the tech side of the InsurTech world, we have just created this amazing software where you can text and call your clients directly from your phone or your laptop. It'll go through and it'll dial through the leads for you. And then the only time that you're talking is when someone actually picks up the phone. It's got a dynamic script integration as well. So, meaning, Jeff, when you call your client, Lucinda over in New Mexico, it'll automatically put her name into the script. It'll put her address into the script for you. It'll put the mortgage amounts, different things like that. And then as they're answering questions, whether they're married or not, whether they have kids or different things like that, it creates a reflexive script. So it'll add additional questions or it'll remove questions from the script. So all you have to do is go down the script and it's going to adjust based on that person or that family. It's really, really amazing. Um, no, you don't, not everyone has to use it, but it is available for you guys to use. Okay. And then Navigator, this is changing and evolving every single day. Navigator is where you go through and you're able to access all of our digital insurance products. With the digital insurance products, the policy is delivered to the client within 10 minutes of them completing and being qualified for the policy. I wrote one of these the other day on a brand new product that we just launched. It's actually right over here. It's the American Amicable Quility Preferred. And it was a repeat client. He just wanted some final expense coverage on top of his mortgage protection coverage. So he had a lot of term coverage in place. And he's like, "Hey, Michael, I want to make sure that my family is able to have a good time when I pass away. And so we were able to put together additional 10,000 for him. It was only $54 a month. He was super excited about it. Had his policy delivered to his inbox 15 minutes after we started talking. He was qualified. He was, policy delivered. He made his first payment. It was awesome. So, um, but this is all in Navigator. You have term options and final expense options that are built into it. You'll basically what you do is you go and you put your client's information. There's training on this as well in HQ, so I don't want you guys to think I'm just kind of glossing over it. Um, and as you're typing in their information, age, height, and weight, how much coverage they're looking for, any medications that they're on, any ailments that they have, it narrows down the product to exactly what they qualify for, tells you how much it is before you even get into the application process. So it's just it's just amazing what we have going on here. These are some of those carriers that we have, and we have proprietary. All of these ones that you see right here, these 6 products are all proprietary products only for Quility agents. So with SBLI, we have the Quility level term. With LGA, we have the term Quility Term Plus. This is the one that goes up to $2 million of level term insurance that you can have an instant decision in 15 minutes or less. This is the one I was just telling you that I wrote about, the Quility Secure Future Preferred from American Amicable. It's a final expense product that goes up to 40,000, and then United Home Life on the same thing, Secure Future Complete. The digital IUL will be released next month, as well as our digital infinite banking concept. So no more waiting for blood and urine or anything like that for 30 days. We literally get our clients approved while we have them on the phone. And I mean, it's you're getting, and on all of these products that you see here, you're getting paid depending on the time that you write it. But if you write it before noon, you're getting paid that evening. If you write it afternoon, you're getting paid the next day. And they're all pretty much on comp at the 80% comp level. All right, so we have a few different ways of getting leads. We have the leads that are sourced specifically for Symmetry, but then we also have Lighthouse leads. Lighthouse leads are digital leads that are sourced through social media and online options. We generate up to 15,000 leads every week. This number is actually doubling. We are going to go up to 30,000 leads available. We have 16 different lead types available to you. Don't overthink that at all because our primary focus will be mortgage protection, and that will be on the Quility analog leads that you see right here. Um, and the other nice thing about what we do is our leads are subsidizing costs. So whereas if you're looking at some other companies, um, a $50 lead here might be a $120 lead there, right? Whereas a 50-cent lead here is $5 over there. So we highly subsidized our leads that are available to you all. So the first step, so if you are fully contracted, this is literally a screenshot from the email that you receive from home office. It says access to HQ. What you're going to want to do is click on that link. It'll take you to HQ and allow you to set up your new password. Okay, it will give you your username. It'll give you a temporary password, and then you can set up your permanent password there. We encourage you to change your passwords as often as possible. And this is kind of just a screenshot of what HQ looks like. And I'm going to run through that here in a little bit as well, just so you guys can see that. And then step two will be Basecamp. Basecamp is the beginning of our summit training. This is the learning pathway that is created by agents. You know what I mean? So it's not created by people that aren't in the field. This was literally created by agents and helps new agents work their way up through the system. So, like anything, like if you scale any big mountain, right, any major peak, there are base camps that you have to go to acclimate before you can go up to the next level, right? Otherwise, you get sick, right? So we start everyone off at base camp. This is where you'll hang out for a couple days. You just really get acclimated with the system and things like that. It really is about 3 to 5 hours of training, but we ask you to take your time when you're going through it so you can really absorb it. Um, it's really designed, it's got videos, it's got downloads, it's got interactive role playing as well. So you'll be able to access all of that through HQ. Okay. And then the next important key in that first email that you get from us is creating your SureLC profile. This is where you will get access to these 7 carriers right off the bat: Mutual of Omaha, Foresters, SBLI, LGA, AMAM, Americo, and FNG. Okay, so you'll get this link. This link is specific to to our agency, right? So sometimes, and sorry, I was about to say to your agency owner, but I'm the only agency owner that's going to be doing this call moving forward. We used to do this for dozens of other agency owners, so we would say your agency owner. So this will be specific to you and you alone. So make sure that that link that you receive will be only you can access it. Okay, and it will give you access to all of your carriers. It'll upload all your information from your contract. That way, when you're filling out the contracts with the individual carriers, it'll automatically parse your banking info, your NIPR information, the only things it may ask you for is going to be like your beneficiary, and then at different amounts of deposits that you want your deposits to come in. So with a couple of the carriers, you can select, $25 as the minimum deposit that you want. And, or you can push it all the way up to, 500, 1,000. Just depends on how often you want to receive your deposits from some of those different carriers. Most of you should have already gotten access to this course, the Chris Leak training course, 16 modules, 166 videos, 22 hours of content. Seriously, guys, 3 to 5 days to get through this. It is a lot. It's it's yours indefinitely, so you don't have to rush through it. In the handbook and the new agent checklist, I break this down on where you should be, on what module you should be at. There's no need to get ahead as you go through this. As you grow through the business, then you'll go through those different mods that are out there. And then this. So I created this for new agents. It's sfgquotes.com. Make sure you guys are bookmarking it. It is just a simple place to go and run an individual quote for those carriers that are not on the Quility Navigator. Okay. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to stop share for just a moment. I know I went through a lot of information right there, so I just want to make sure that I answer any questions that you guys have before we go on to some of the next things. So what questions do you guys have? Go ahead, Jeff.
One quick question. All right. So when we're on the phone and you said we can get these applications approved like within 15 minutes. So I'm brand new in this whole thing. When I went through my entire course, it said all producers are required to sit in front of their client and initial everything and take their first deposits. And you're supposed to be, according to the training, you're supposed to be sitting in front of your client at their dining room table. But obviously, we don't do that, correct?
Yep. So, what training are you referring to, Jeff? The one in the like the study materials?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you remember during the interview, I told you you're basically going to forget everything that you learned during your licensing and you're going to go through our training. And that's because every company is different, every broker is different, right? Yes, let me tell you something about South Carolina, North Carolina. They're still a little antiquated in their testing materials. Some of their stuff is old, it's outdated, you know what I mean? But it's what we have. They have not updated it after COVID. Yes. I used to drive 3, 4, 5, 10 hours to meet clients, depending on where they were, especially in New Mexico, because New Mexico is the fifth largest landmass state, right? So I used to drive 5 hours sometimes to go and sign an application with a client because I was required to see them eyeball to eyeball, kneecap to kneecap. After COVID, that all changed. We're now allowed to do telesales, virtual sales. So as long as you're doing video or telesales, completely legal, completely above board. And the carrier will tell you. Like I wrote one with Fidelity and Guarantee the other night. I had to do a visual with the client, even though they were already a client of mine in the past. It said on the application, did you do a video appointment with the client? So I called them up. I said, hey, we need to just meet for 10 minutes real quick on Zoom. Not a problem. Most people don't have an issue with it. So, and we'll train you on that as well. On Friday, I cover how to set up Zoom, how to set up Calendly, and those other things as well. Just because there's so many moving parts and I can only cover so much, um, you know, today, on these calls. So, any other questions on that? I hope that answered your question, Jeff.
It did. It did
Okay,
very well. Thank you.
perfect. Annie, Lane, you guys good?
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Okay.
I'm working through the LMS now, so I may have more questions as I go along, but as of right now, I've got nothing.
On the leak system, is that the one you're in?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I'm in both the LMS on the Quilly and
Oh, okay.
the Leak right now. So
Gotcha. Okay.
uh, I'm sure I'll have questions, but not as of yet.
All right. So this next one, I'm going to share my screen now. All right. So with our business model, right? You have two different tracks that you can do. You can be a personal producer or you can become an agency owner. When you do that, um, we have two different it's the same promotion guideline, but there's two different sides to it, right? So on this side, you can see it says Pro Track down here, right? So every agent starts off at that 80% contract level. If you want to go the agency owner track, you can do that as well, where your whole agency volume helps you go up to promotion guidelines. And you can see you can do this all the way up to 110% by yourself. And then over here, it tells you when you get to the 110% contract, you have to decide at that point if you want to continue up this track by yourself or if you want to do it with a team. Okay, so at 110% is when you have to make that decision. I encourage you guys to make it as quickly as possible because when you work with someone else, you have a running buddy, and you have that team, you're just able to get more team volume. So, for the sake of this, I'm just going to cover the pro side of it initially, and then I'll jump over to the agency owner track. So, as a brand new agent, when you come here, you start off at 80%. If you want to get to the 85% contract level on our traditional model, you have to do $2,500 in issue paid business. So what does that mean? Um, Sometimes we have chargebacks, right? Sometimes a client will say, "Hey, I don't want this policy anymore," and that could happen 4 or 5, 6 months down the road. So when you help a client, we set about an average policy is $1,000 annual premium volume. That's what this is, annual premium volume. So every time a policy gets issued and paid, that counts towards your net placed numbers. So a net placed number is the number of policies that were put in force minus any potential chargebacks or changes to the policy. So 2,500 is very simple to hit 2 months in a row. It's literally 3 policies that you get issue paid each month. So in order to go from 80 to 85, you just need to do that 2 months in a row. For the 85 to 90, it's $5,000 in annual premium volume per month, and then from 90 to 95 is 10,000. But you can see here these numbers from 80 to 100% are the same on both sides of the track, right? So if Annie writes 2 applications and she has an agent that writes 1 application, and all of that business gets issued and paid, Annie can go from 80 to 85% with the volume of her entire team. Same thing from 85 to 90, $5,000 in volume. It's not until the 105 contract level that you start to have rider requirements and the team volume starts to go up. This is where you start to declare whether you want to be an agency owner or not. And that's where you can see you need a number of riders and a certain number of issue paid premium in order to move up the contract level. Okay. We also have some really awesome bonus programs. But one of the things that's going on right now is we have what's called Slingshot. So I just showed you guys this on the new agent side. To do it 2 months in a row, you have to do 2,500 to go from 80% to 85. Well, as a new agent, if you come in here and you do 5,000 of issue paid premium in your first month, and I'm going to explain a couple of caveats here in a second. But if you do that your first month, you can go from 80 to 85. And then in your second month, if you do 7,500 in volume, you can go from 85 to 90. And then in your third month, if you do 12,500, you can go from 90 to 95. This is just really designed to help you guys get a quick start here, get to that next commission level, and really be able to start to fund your agency. So we cut those timelines in half. Oh, I must not have included that slide. So the caveats here for the Slingshot bonus, though, there are a couple rules, right? So in order to get the promotion within 1 month, you have to write a piece of business 3 out of 4 weeks if it's a short month, or 4 out of 5 weeks if it's a long month. So I'm going to explain that as well. So the Symmetry week ends on Friday. So we'll just use next month as or the end of this month as an example, right? So next week, October ends on Thursday, but our Symmetry week doesn't end until Friday. So our production month actually ends this Friday for October. Saturday will be the start of November because of the way our month starts. So November will actually be a 5-week month, which is huge for new agents. For new agents that are starting there, because you get 5 weeks to hit this promotion. The only difference is that you have to write 1 application each, in 4 weeks out of the 5 weeks. And if that doesn't make sense to you, I promise it will start to make more sense as we go. And when we do our one-on-one meetings as well for the goal settings, we'll be able to break that down a little bit more as well. Okay. So any questions on Slingshot and how it works? No? Okay. Go ahead, Julia.
I was just going to make a comment that all of these slides you can find in HQ2, so you don't have to worry so much about memorizing all of the bonus structures.
Yep. And if you guys want this particular slideshow as well, I'll put it online, like on V-Hill team somewhere, that you guys have access to it as well. And you'll also have this recording. Okay. So couple things that a lot of people don't realize that you get here. You get a free policy your first year here. So everyone qualifies for that. It's up to $500,000 in coverage and 30-year term policy. So we cover your premium for your first year on that, and it's all going to be based on your health. So it's qualifying just like another client would qualify, right? And then we also have our health policy, so you can get medical, dental, and vision coverage. It is through a third-party vendor, right? But it is something that you can purchase as an independent agent. We know that's always been a concern for people, especially when you go independent and you work for yourselves, is having access to healthcare. I can tell you the pricing on it is phenomenal. A couple of different things there are the different trips that we offer. You can earn those through the different carriers, and they change every single year. Some of them are 2 or 3 different trips throughout the year. Like Mutual of Omaha does 2 trips out of the year. Foresters does 2 trips out of the year as well. And then these are some of the ones that Jackson Hole's coming up now in December. Madeira, Portugal was one that people just came back from. And then Tormida, Italy is one that's actually that was this summer. So yeah. All right. So let me stop that there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to HQ and I'm going to walk you through some of those things that we went over. That way, if there's any questions, we can get those answered. Okay. So questions so far? None? Okay. So I start my day off, and this is me. You guys can do it however you want. And maybe I'm biased, right? I start my day off on SFG quotes. This is where I go because I have put links here to everything. I've tried to make life as simple as possible for you guys. So if you have SFG quotes bookmarked, you can get straight to HQ from there. See this little HQ button up here? This will take you straight to HQ. If you want to figure out how to get to the slingshot and track your slingshot promotion, right? You can just click on that, and I've created a spreadsheet there that you can use to track your issue paid business for your slingshot bonus. This one right here, the V-Hill agency, is strictly for you guys. It'll have different videos that myself and one of our other leaders have created on how to log into Opt, how to do all the basic things that you need to do. It has a start here link as well. Just find me in the drop down list as your agency owner, and you'll get access to that right away. Has access to Opt, which is where you could go in and buy your leads on a daily basis. And then it's got access to Virtual Mentor as well. So there'll be instructions in your training to set up an account with Virtual Mentor. And I'll get that approved as soon as you guys send in that approval. So we're talking about HQ. So I'm going to click on HQ. And I purposely have not logged into it today just so you guys can kind of see what the pop-ups are like. Because sometimes if there's something that's pending or anything like that, you'll get a pop-up that says, hey, your new agent has gotten access, or your contract has been approved, or someone needs help. So this is HQ. So what we were talking about earlier. If you see this looks like a little mountain peak on the top right-hand corner, this is where you can access Summit. Okay, so you'll check on that box. It'll give you access to Summit, which is Basecamp, which is where you want to start. And then you'll start on step 1 and you'll go through step 10, okay, or 9, I guess. But there are 10 little steps there. This is where you'll be able to access the different carriers as well. So we have all the different Quility platforms. We have all of our carriers here as well. You get to click on them to go to the individual carrier websites. So you'll be able to do all of your trainings as well. The sales training is here if you need access to that. And then I'm not going to cover FIFs and resets right now because that's a little advanced. Right now, I just want you guys getting through the basics so we can get you guys started and getting you guys through the system. Resources are available here. So if you decide that you want to create your own social media pages or anything like that as well, they will help you with the branding aspect of it. Two things that are new that I want to make sure we point out. See this little chat feature down here, bottom right-hand corner? You can use this to ask questions. It is AI supported initially. So if you have a question, it'll try to parse the answer for me from other um, searches and queries that other agents have done or leaders have done to help you find the information quickly. If not, you can just press a button after the fact that says wait for the team to respond, and that'll create a support ticket for you. Alternatively, we have this search feature up here on the top, and you can literally search for anything that you're looking for in HQ. Okay. Any questions on any of that? And Blaine, I do have your support ticket in to see what the holdup is on your NPN number. Because
I got it,
oh, you
I
did.
think.
Oh, did you just get it?
Uh, yes. Whenever I logged in this morning, my profile licensing, it's in there now.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So then you should have full access to HQ.
So I
Okay,
got the
perfect.
message this morning saying, "Hey, you got full access." I went in there and checked it just to make sure that the numbers were right and everything, and it's good to go. So I kind of did some exploring today.
Maybe I did get that. Do you have a different, did you, hold on, let me take a look. I just want to make sure that we're all on this same page. I did see that someone had full access, but I didn't see who that was this morning. Oh, that's why.
It says
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yep, that threw me off for a minute. That threw me
Yeah,
off for a minute.
yeah. It messes a lot of people up. My dad's name's Jacob, so I never went by Jacob.
No, that's all right.
But
I'll remember that from now on though, so you're good. Um, yeah, perfect. So Annie and Blaine, you guys have your first task is to get through that training and write your first application. Okay. And then once you get to that point, that will that'll notify me to do the game planning session with you guys and get that part taken care of. Okay. So, um, pretty straightforward. I'm here to help. I have an agency owner meeting that starts in 15 minutes, and then the national call starts an hour after that. So you guys should get reminders for all of that via text message or WhatsApp. Does everyone have access to the WhatsApp group so far?
yes,
Yes.
and I have that written on my calendar too, right
Okay,
here next to
perfect.
me.
Yeah. Jeff, did you get
Because
access
if
to
I don't
the
have it,
WhatsApp group?
I'm not sure I do, Michael.
Okay. I'll send you a text message again with an invitation to join. Are you on WhatsApp in general on your phone?
No,
No? Okay.
I don't use it, but I will. That's the best way to communicate.
It's the fastest way to communicate with the team. Because if you post
Then
something
I'll
in
put it
there,
on.
there'll be other people that can help you with answers quickly. Like if I'm in the middle of an interview or something and you're trying to get help with something, and if you're not on Zoom, right? So, the other thing I did not cover on the slides was SFG Smile and Dial, and I'll send that out in text messages on WhatsApp as well. But that's our daily Zoom room. Okay, so whenever there's not meetings going on, just hop in there, work in there. We found that people are anywhere from 15 to 25% more productive when they're around other people that are doing the same thing that they're doing, right? So don't put yourself on an island. Don't feel like you're doing this by yourself because we're definitely here to help in any way that we can, right? So, and there's agents that literally dozens of agents are dialing in there all day long. Any questions? Anything I should cover, Julia?
Just Wednesdays, be prepared because we have conference calls Wednesdays. Um, that's really it. Just the
Yeah. So
election call.
in the handbook, we have all the calls that are listed that are important, right? So tomorrow on Thursdays, we have our team leaderboards. So we're part of the Kimbrell Master Agency, right? So Kyle and Lisa will do the leaderboards for the entire agency, right? So that's over 750 agents at this point. So we have a very large team, and you just get to see the numbers on a real basis. So there's just real raw, production numbers from the previous week. Um, and then, so today is the national call. That one is at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is an hour and a half. They try to keep it right at 90 minutes. That one is hosted by home office or the founders, depending on the day. They will cover the leaderboards and then they'll cover the topic of the day as well. When you're fully contracted, you will get that email reminder every Wednesday. At the beginning of the week, you'll also get an email that says these are the different calls that are happening. Don't think you have to attend everything. Please. If you attended every meeting that Symmetry offered, you wouldn't have time to work, they're just designed to help people work around their schedule. Something I think I explained to a lot of you during the interview process, 80% of our agent force is part-time. So these are people that are only working 3 to 5, maybe 8 hours a week, just to make that extra income. 20% of our agency force is full-time. So just something to consider, right? So when you're seeing the numbers are typically from full-time agents, people that are doing this 25 to 35 hours a week. Any questions? Any comments?
There's a lot of information today, Michael.
Yes, it is, Jeff. And I'll make sure you guys get a copy of the recording. And then let's get you we got to get you fully contracted. So let's
Yes.
get that. Let's make sure that you can put your social security number in there for South Carolina on the WebCE for the anti-money laundering or the AML certification. That way we can get you processed.
Okay, I'll do it today.
Okay, sounds good. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. All right, we'll talk soon.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you guys.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
night.
Michael.
You too.